So, tasks 1 through 3 helped you learn a little bit more about finding and choosing legit information online. So what do we do with it? Task number 4 is going to help you to use that information the right way. Now, you've all seen this symbol before, and you've probably all heard this word before, but what does it mean and why is it important? So what's the big deal? We're going to take a look to start out today. We're going to take a look at a middle school student's perspective on copyright, and her name's Nicole. So sit back and take a little listen to this video.
Well, basically I write on a website called booksy.com, and what I do is I publish work on there to get feedback from people on the website. A friend of mine told me about Booksy and said it would be a really good way for me to get my work out there. And then I just put up a couple of chapters one at a time, and I got some really good feedback. So then I started putting up more and more work. You have a bunch of different people from a bunch of different backgrounds, and they have so many different points of view. As opposed to having friends that are going to generally have the same ideas, it's just more like you're sending it out into the world. When I first started on Booksy, before I even made an account, what I really focused on was the copyright laws, because at that time I was really focused on wanting to get my work out there without having to worry about people stealing my work. I read that, and then I made an account. When you join the site, automatically puts copyright laws protecting the book so that you can end up publishing it without any backlash. I think that copyright for the sorts of things that we're writing on Booksy is very important, because we put a lot of effort into these works, and we do try and put our best work out there. I wouldn't want anyone stealing that kind of work. I think I would be really infuriated. I mean, I spend so much time working on these sorts of things, and I want to be able to have a future in writing as well. So if I read that someone stole my work, I don't know what I'd even do. It's just kind of, I don't even want to think about that sort of thing. Other authors' works are a big inspiration for me. My favorite books, my favorite authors on Booksy, they all contribute to my writing overall. Their writing styles and the way that they communicate their message really all end up being thrown into my own work. The thing is with getting influenced by a certain author is that you're not stealing their plot line. You're not trying to just take credit for their own idea. You're trying to find a better way to write your own novel, and through them you find that. I mean, I don't want to have to steal anyone else's work or to have them feel like I stole it. I mean, I know how that feels being an author on the website. So I know that it can't be a good feeling. What's really great about the internet in general is that amateurs, people that wouldn't have the chance usually to have their work out there, is able to put it out and get comments and know that people actually appreciate what they're doing. You're getting a chance to become something more. And it is exciting. It's so exciting to be able to see people appreciating what you do. Whereas if you were just keeping it to yourself, it would be just with your friends and your family.
Okay, so if you head back to Edmodo for task number 4, again, we're going to take a look at the materials that are in there, and those will be the ones that we use to complete the online task number 4. I always love to have the task assignment sheet, the online worksheet, open in its own window. So I'm going to right click and open in a new window. And we'll make this a little bit smaller so we can bounce back and forth from one to another. Might take a little bit longer to load than you might want it to. But once it does, we're going to make it a little bit smaller. And if you take a look at online task number 4, it starts out with the same information that we always need. Your last name, comma, first name. Selecting your informational teacher. We'll have Mrs. Garland be our task number 4 teacher. Your class hour and day. And then there are basically 2 sections to this online task. the CyberBee copyright terminology section, which of course in the Edmodo page there's a link to. So we'll click on CyberBee copyright. We'll make this page a little bit smaller. On this page, you're going to see a classroom of kids who have questions about copyright. Now, fortunately, and it is no coincidence, these questions correspond to the questions that you're going to be answering in your online worksheet. So what is copyright is your first question. Your job is going to be to find the kid in this CyberBee classroom that has that question. So if I click on him, click on his computer, it's going to pop up with an answer to that question. Copyright is a law of the United States that protects the works of authors, artists, composers, and others from being used without permission. Your goal in the online task number 4 worksheet is to summarize or paraphrase the answers that are given by these students. In an activity about copyright, do you think we're going to copy word for word? Probably not. Okay? So for the CyberBee copyright terminology, you have a number of questions that you're going to answer based on the kids in that classroom. So you click on more questions to get back to those students. For the next one, a creator's responsibilities, you're going to watch a short video about a boy named Henry who pulls information from the internet to create his own content. So after watching his video, which is linked on Edmodo, Henry's Story Making Mashups, you'll be able to answer some questions about how he uses that information appropriately or inappropriately. You'll decide after you've watched the video. So task 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you've submitted this one, you are done. Congratulations, you've completed the online informational research course.